Good afternoon. I realize it's not actually morning when I'm doing this like normal. I misjudged my time today and didn't get to do the video before I went to church service. So we're running a little behind. But that being said, I pray everybody's having a positive, productive day today. I also pray that God clothes us in his armor from head to toe, that he strengthens our discernment and guides our steps as we go throughout this day. That being said, I'm here with the daily devotion from Do Not Be Afraid by Nathan Brown for January 4th, 2025. The title of today's devotion is The Creation of Rest, and it references the scripture Genesis chapter 2, verse 3, which quotes, "And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made." Here we go. God's final act of the creation story was the creation of rest. And while all the work of the other days was good, the seventh day was designated holy. This unlikely conclusion to the creation story emphasized the nature of the world God had made, his intention for human life, and God's nature as creator. God demonstrated the absence of fear and anxiety by this practice of rest. Excuse me. And he declared such an attitude and posture holy. When we launch a new project or operation, our instinct is to check on its progress and ensure its continuity. Sometimes this is necessary. Often it says more about our state of mind. In contrast, when the work of creation was done, God rested. God did not show up to do more. He absented God's self from the office. God did not come back to check on creation in anxiety to be sure it was all working. The world is an anxiety-free one because the Creator is anxiety-free and publicly exhibits that freedom from anxiety by not checking things out. God rests, confident, serene, at peace. God's rest, moreover, bestows a I practiced this before I came on and I still can't get it right. Creatureliness. Or is it create? No, it's creator. Wait, I'm not even going to try. I don't know why I'm getting so tongue-tied on this one word, but we're going to look it up together. Like I said, I pulled it up before I even came on, and I'm still getting it wrong. Creatureliness bestows restfulness on creatureliness. Which you can look it up if you want. Creatureliness. If it was not already there in the essential goodness of creation itself, God instilled an anxiety-free, stress-reducing, fear-reducing rhythm in the nature of the world. This would be the rationale for the Sabbath commandment given to humanity. It references Exodus chapter 20, verses 8 through 11. We'll pull that up in just a minute. At that time, it offered the recently enslaved Hebrews a different rhythm to their lives than the perpetual work of survival that had been forced upon them in Egypt. And it still invites us to live in the harmonies and relationships that God intended for our lives and our world. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time reading today. I'm getting very tongue-tied. Copper, quit. My fur babies have been sick today. Maybe it may be because my nerves are kind of frazzled. that may be what's causing it. I don't really know why they're sick. So I'm really trying to just push through it. All right, Exodus 20, verses 8 through 11. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor, and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. And that's 8 through 11, continuing to 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Now, for me, my interpretation when I read that is our spiritual mother and father, our heavenly mother and father. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. And by ass, it means donkey, just in case you don't know that. And all the people saw the thunderings and lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they were moved and stood afar off. To me, that very much leaves it up to interpretation. He does not, in the scripture, it does not specify a specific day that is intended to be the Sabbath. And if we go back in history and look and learn, the calendar has been changed multiple times over the generations. You know, you can go back and see where the days were different, the months were different. We had more months. There was at one point where we had 13 months instead of 12. And in reality, if you really go deep into the scripture, time for God is, or for the heavens, is different than time here on earth. So this is just my own personal interpretation. It doesn't matter what day you practice the Sabbath. You could do it on Monday, Sunday, Saturday, Wednesday. For me, I feel, now of course this is just my own personal interpretation, that as long as you just take one day within a 7-day period to designate for rest, for worship, for a day that is free, a stress-free day, a vacay kind of day. Now, of course, there's a lot of people that do not believe that. The people at the Seventh-day Adventists believe that the Sabbath is Saturday. You know, other people, other faiths believe that it's Sunday. To me, there in the scripture, it doesn't specify a day. So take it as you will, interpret it how you want, but basically what I draw from it is it's important to take a day of rest, to recuperate, not to clean house, not to do chores, you know, take it how you will, but there's some people that think that women are supposed to slave in the kitchen all day on Sabbath. That's working. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Cooking, being in the kitchen, that's work. That's not resting. We are supposed to take one whole day to rest. So if that means you have to do a little bit extra each day, to make up for the work that you're not going to be doing on your day of rest, then do that. But, different people interpret it different ways, and I understand that. To me, it's a day of self-love, of self-care, of rejuvenating yourself, restoring yourself so that you can be to full capacity the other 6 days of the week, right? Okay. I'm going to leave it there. As always, be grateful for what you have, the big, the small, and the blessings yet to come. If you see a need out there today, tomorrow, next week, if there's any possible way that you can fill that need, please do so. You may not only better their day, but you could possibly change their life, and you never know the impact it could have on yours. Be blessed, find peace, and I'll see you next time.